Okay, ayan. So, binanggit ko dun sa video class na yung work done by a constant force, no, is basically represented in this manner. So, meron ka lang rectangular area, no? Yung rectangular area na yan would serve as the work done by the force on a specific distance, no, traveled by the object. So, halimbawa dito, no, yung force niya is only up to this point, and it did not change even at point x2, no? So, same force from x1 to x2. So, yan yung buong displacement. And therefore, if we're going to represent it using an fx curve, no? Makukuha natin yung work kasi ang equation ng work natin is f times x. In this case, they use s. So, f times x is simply the area of this graph, no? So, yung rectangular area na to, sabi natin sa video nung nakaraan, represents the work done by that specific force. Ngayon, kapag meron na tayong varying force class, syempre dito, constant yung force, no? Whatever the force is at x1 and force at x2, pantay lamang. Pero for a work done by a varying force, we expect na yung force niya sa x1 and yung force niya sa x2 is probably not the same anymore. Varying force nga eh. So, tignan natin how will we represent varying forces. So, usually, yung varying forces natin is represented in terms of spring systems, no? Spring systems. So, say for example, we have this first image here. This is a spring in its equilibrium position. At pag sinabi po nating spring in equilibrium position, ang tinutukoy po natin ay isang spring that is not compressed and also not stretched, no? So, kumbaga, siya ay nasa stable na position. Hindi siya compressed, hindi rin siya stretched, no? So, equilibrium lang siya. Now, kapag halimbawa, hihilain nyo, no? So, stretch ninyo yung spring na to. So, pag in-stretch natin yung spring na to, what do you think will happen to the force that you are exerting on the spring, no? So, habang mas hinihila ba natin yung spring, mas tataas ba yung force na i-apply? Or habang mas hinihila ba, lesser force ba yung i-apply? What do you think, guys? You can use the chat box. Let me just switch. Sa tingin nyo, class, would it be lesser or higher force is needed? Anyone? Si Razel lang yung naka-on cam. Mag-on cam kayo kung kaya naman ng internet nyo, guys. Oo. Higher daw. Okay, higher force. Do you agree? Higher force? Lahat ba? Higher force ang sagot? Okay, higher force. No? So, kailangan ng higher force when we stretch the spring, and also, it requires us higher force to compress the spring. No? So, habang mas lumalayo tayo sa equilibrium class, so the farther we go away from the equilibrium, either the farther that you stretch or the farther that you compress class, higher force yung kailangan. So, ibig sabihin nun, kung kukuha ako ng several points dito sa spring, say for example, I'm going to select this. So, this is x1, x2, x3, and this is x4. So, ibig sabihin nito, class, yung force that I'm going to exert at point x1 is less than the force that I'm going to exert at point x2, and force at x2 is less than the force at point x3, and the force at x3 is less than the force that I'm going to exert at x4. So, pinakamalaki yung force na i-exert ko kay x4 kesa sa other points because at x4, doon na ako pinakamalayo sa equilibrium position ng spring natin. Now, sometimes, it's not only true in springs, no? So, pwede rin, class, na halimbawa, meron lang akong particle at point x1, and that same particle moved to x2, pero doon sa x1, it is only acted upon by F1 force, whereas when it's already at X2, it is acted upon by a greater force that is F2. So dito class, hindi siya spring system, yung typical particle system natin siya, pero makikita dito that the force at X2 is greater than the force at X1. So pag nirepresent natin to using our Fx graph, hindi na natin siya pwedeng i-drawing ng rectangle lamang, no? Hindi na siya pwedeng i-drawing ng rectangle lang. So mare-represent natin siya class in this manner. Meron kang curve, no? So basically, yung sinasabi nitong Fx graph natin is that at point x1, you have, or we exerted, or the particle received an F1 amount of force only. Whereas at point x2, the force has received a force F2 which is greater than our force F1, no? Ngayon, mapapansin natin kas na merong curve na merong parang anong tawag rito? Merong curving na nangyari, no? Bakit kaya bakit hindi na lang siya dinrawing na ganyan? Sorry, pangit. Ayan, bakit hindi na lang kaya dinrawing na linear yung points between F1 and F2? Why does it have to be curve? Ano ba yung meaning? Ano yung indication kapag yung graph natin ay meron lang linear na connection? At ano yung meaning pag meron tayong curve na connection? Binanggit ko to before.
Pag linear po ma'am, constant force ma'am.
That's correct, no? Kapag meron tayong linear lang, pag straight line lang tayo, ibig sabihin nun, the force is constant and uniform. Okay? It's constant and uniform. Pero kapag meron tayong curve, katulad ng binanggit ko noon, yung curve represents a non-constant, a non-uniform force, or ibig sabihin, a varying amount of force. No? Kaya curve yung representation natin. Okay? So, it's good that naaalala pa rin, no? So, hindi natin siya pwedeng i-represent class ng linya lang, again, kasi nga varying force ito. We are pertaining to non-uniform force, okay? So, ngayon, binanggit natin din nung kanina lang, no? Kanina lang, binanggit natin na yung work done by a specific force is simply the area under the graph, no? However, for this one, medyo mahirap kuhanin yung area under the graph or under the curve natin kasi meron kang non-constant value, no? Meron kang parang bell curve yung dating niya. So, paano kaya natin kukuhanin yung area nitong curve na to? How do you do it in calculus? Paano nyo siya ginagawa sa calculus? Paano, kumbaga, paano nyo kinukuha yung area under the curve sa calculus?
Integration.
Okay, you use your integration, no? So, magsisimula tayo sa vertical strips natin. So, pwede nating i-represent. So, let me just erase everything. Ayan. Pwede nating hati-hatiin itong buong curve natin, itong buong bell curve natin into smaller vertical rectangular strips, no? So, meron tayong rectangular strips na kung saan, kung naaalala nyo kanina, yung bawat rectangular strips natin represents the work done, no? Represents the work done in work done by a constant force, no? Work done by a constant force. So, ibig sabihin, itong buong curve na to, no, ay pwede nating i-represent into differential vertical strips which will simply give us, no, yung average force exerted kada displacement interval. So, halimbawa, instead na ganyan kalalaki yung gap ko, pwede ko pa siyang paliliitin, di ba? So, instead of getting this large interval, pwede kong gawing mas maliliit pa, no? Siyempre, kapag mas maliliit yung interval ko, mas accurate yung makukuha ko. Pero say, for example, this is already okay, no? Ito na yung fa-follow natin. So, kada interval, so meron tayong x1 to point A to point B, point B to point C, C to D, D to E to F, or E to X2, no? So, kada interval, papangalanan natin siyang delta XA, delta XB, and so on. So, kung kukunin natin, class, yung work done ng kada interval, ang work done nitong first interval natin is simply work done of the first interval. So, inote ko lang, first interval is FA. Ang work done niya ay simply FAX times delta XA. Diba? Yung work done naman ng FB natin, no? Work done by point B sa force is simply FBX times delta XB, and so on, no? It's true for C, it's true for D, it's true for E, and so on, no? So, ibig sabihin, kapag kinuha ko yung sum ng lahat ng work done ng bawat interval na to, no? So, summation ng work done ng bawat interval na to, I simply have FAX delta XA plus FBX delta XB plus FCX delta XC, and so on. Okay? And this one ay pwede nating i-represent, katulad ng sinabi ng kaklase nyo kanina, in the form of integral. No? So we can now write our equation of work as simply integral of f dx, no? So force times the differential change in displacement from, so meron tayong, hindi siya infinite, no? Meron tayong finite points from points x1 to point x2, or pwede ding from point x0 to a final point x, okay? So for varying forces, class, eto na yung ating gagamitin na main formula. Nasusundan ho ba natin? Nakakasunod pa ba? Please give me a like sign if nakakasunod. Like react pala. Okay. Okay, I see some. Okay. Okay, ayan. So, ang governing na natin, class, in varying force, no, ay integral from x0 to x of f dx. Okay? So, katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, sa varying forces natin, usually, it is represented or it is governed by our spring system. So, tignan natin paano ngayon i-apply, class, yung spring systems, no, to get the work done. Okay? So, bago natin i-apply yung spring systems natin sa pagkuha ng work, aralin muna natin yung spring natin, no? So, as we have already shown earlier, sa spring natin, class, lagi tayong merong non-constant force. Nagbabago yung amount ng force na ina-apply natin doon sa spring, no? Kapag lumalayo siya sa equilibrium, no? And ang spring natin, class, ay largely governed by our Hooke's law. Ano yung Hooke's law? Ito po yun na equation. F is equal to negative kx. Okay? F is equal to negative kx, na kung saan ang F po natin, class, represents the force by the spring on the object. Okay? Force ng spring doon sa object ang tinutukoy ng Hooke's law. And K is the spring constant, stiffness, or sometimes it's also called as force constant. Okay? Ang K natin ay spring constant or the stiffness or force constant. And one thing that is true about our K is that it is always positive kasi nga constant siya, no? Lagi siyang positive, class. And itong spring constant na to, nagbabago siya kada spring, no? So, halimbawa, yung spring na ginagamit mo ay yung slinky lang, no? Alam ba natin yung slinky, yung laruan? So, kapag ganun lang yung spring natin, class, mababa lang yung spring constant niya. Bakit? Kasi mabilis lang siyang hilain, mabilis lang siyang i-compress, no? Pero kung yung spring na gagamitin nyo, halimbawa ay yung spring sa sasakyan, no? Yung spring ng sasakyan, mahirap siyang hilain, mahirap siyang i-compress, and that is because it has a high spring constant, no? Mataas yung kanyang stiffness. And then yung x naman natin is gaano kalayo yung displacement from equilibrium. So take note, itong x na to class is always measured from your equilibrium position. Okay? Equilibrium position siya. And katulad ng binanggit natin class kanina, na pag mas malayo tayo sa equilibrium, di ba, tumataas yung force. Kasi kung makikita nyo, dito sa formula na to class, F is equal to negative kx, no? Makikita natin that F is directly proportional to displacement. Ibig sabihin, the higher the displacement is, the higher the force. Okay, ngayon, tayo nakikitang negative. Sabi ko kanina, yung force constant natin lagi lamang pong positive. Pero dito, so bakit pa natin nilagyan to ng negative, no? Kung gusto nating laging positive yung K natin. So ano kaya yung significance ng negative sign sa spring systems class? Any idea po? Bakit po kaya may negative sign doon sa ating doon sa ating equation ng Hooke's law? Sumagot naman kayo. Sige. Brian, sige.
Ma'am, kapag may opposite direction ba, ma'am?
Kapag may opposite direction, yung alin?
Sa force, ma'am, due to displacement, ma'am.
Force ng, aling force? Force ng object sa spring or force ng spring sa object? Wala. Okay, sige. Thank you, Brian. No? So, tama naman yung sinabi ni Brian, no, na dahil may opposite direction. So, anong indication nga ba nung negative sign natin, class? So, tatandaan natin, itong Hooke's law, again, who's governed or is governed, yung Hooke's law natin is basically pertaining to the force of the spring. Ngayon, lagi itong may negative class kasi kapag halimbawa, meron tayong spring system and you try to pull the spring, no? So, kunwari, ito yung equilibrium position ng spring natin. Tapos, ini-stretch mo siya papunta sa right, ano ang tendency ng spring? Anong gagawin ng spring? Kumbaga, di ba? Pag mas hinihila mo yung spring, parang feeling mo, parang mas gusto nung spring bumalik sa original position niya, no? Kasi, ang tendency class, kapag hinihila natin yung spring, ini-stretch natin yung spring, ang tendency niya ay it wants to go back to its equilibrium position. Lagi nating tatandaan, class, lahat ng system sa mundo ay gustong bumalik or gustong i-achieve ang isang stable na posisyon or isang equilibrium, no? So, kapag dinisplace mo yung spring, wala siya sa kanyang stable position. So, gusto niyang bumalik and therefore, the spring will try to exert a force that is equal to your force pero to the opposite direction. Okay? So, force ng spring is always opposite to the direction of your force. Okay? Kapag ka naman halimbawa, gusto mong i-compress, no? Kinompress mo yung spring, so malayo na siya sa kanyang equilibrium position. Pag kinompress mo siya, so this is your force, ang tendency ng spring ay, di ba, pag tinulak nyo yung spring, parang minsan mafe-feel nyo that it's pushing your hand as well, no? Ang tendency ng spring ay ibabalik niya yung sarili niya sa equilibrium, so itutulak niya yung kamay mo to the opposite direction. So again, yung force ng spring natin ay opposite na naman sa force na inexert ng load or sa force na inexert ng kamay mo. So kaya siya laging negative kasi yung force na ine-exert ng spring ay laging opposite or in opposite direction relative to the force exerted by the object. I hope nakuha po natin. Nasundan ho ba? Can I get a like sign? Or haha na lang pala? Like na lang. Sige, like na lang. Okay. Dalawa lang yung nag-like. Okay, ayan. So, let me just check kung may nakalimutan pa akong banggitin. Okay, by the way, ang force natin is in newtons, ang x natin is in meters. So kahit na spring constant ito, no, meron pa rin siyang unit na Newton per meter, okay? So ang unit po ng K natin, spring constant, is Newton per meter para mag-cancel out tong meter at ang matira ay Newton. Okay, so K is in newtons per meter. So let's now proceed to the work done on a spring and work done by a spring. Okay? So tatandaan ninyo, class, na yung work done by a spring is ito, di ba? Work done by a spring is negative kx. So this is by a spring. Ngayon, ibig sabihin, if we're going to follow your law of interaction, third law, ibig sabihin niyan, yung equal ito, no, yung work done by spring is simply equal to the load or yung equal to the work, equal to your force exerted. So ito naman, work done on the spring. So kapag ka negative by the spring, pagka positive on the spring. Okay, so force by the spring, force on a spring, yung positive. Okay? So, kung pupunta tayo ngayon dito sa work of a varying force, binanggit natin kanina na ang work natin is simply integral from x naught to x of f dx. Okay? So, work done on a spring tayo. Work done on a spring, sabi natin ang work done on a spring is simply kx. No? So, kx. So, ito magiging work is equal to integral from x naught to x of kx dx. Okay, and k is a constant. So we simply have work is equal to k x squared over 2 from x naught to x. Okay, so magkakaroon tayo kung anong tawag dito? Kung isi-simplify natin, therefore, magkakaroon tayo ng kx squared over 2 minus kx naught squared over 2, which is this equation. Okay? So, etong equation na to na work done on a spring, class ay galing dito kay ating equation ng integral. Now, itong equation ng integral, class, ito yung parang pinaka gagamitin nating formula for varying force, no? Yun nga lang, since yung varying force natin is almost always yung spring systems natin at alam natin na yung force ng spring is simply kx, dinerive na natin ito, no? Yung 1/2 kx squared minus 1/2 kx naught squared. So, ito yung work done on a spring. Now, if kukunin naman natin yung work done by a spring, no? So, tatandaan natin sa by spring, meron tayong negative. So, ang mangyayari lang po kapag ka-work done by a spring naman tayo, ang equation natin ay magiging work is equal to 1/2 kx naught squared minus 1/2 kx squared. Babaliktad lang po yung position ng x at x naught natin, or basically, kapag work done by a spring, kukuhanin nyo lang yung negative ng work done on a spring. Okay? So, ito yung ating governing equation para sa spring systems natin. Again, work done on a spring, ayan. Work done by spring ay ito namang nasa baba na equation. Okay. So, regardless, class, kung constant or non-constant yung force natin, so regardless of kung meron kang spring system or yung regular lang na forces natin, lagi nating tatandaan na totoo yung work and kinetic energy theorem natin. So, doon sa video, pinakita or binanggit natin tong work kinetic energy theorem. Your work KE theorem is true for all systems. Okay? Kasi energy yung pinag-uusapan natin dito. So, ibig kong sabihin, kung true for all systems siya, pwede siya for constant force at pwede rin siya for varying force kasi nga energy ang pinag-uusapan. Ngayon, I would just like to emphasize this caution, no? Isang pitfall kapag ka nagsosolve tayo ng varying forces. So, mahalaga class na naiintindihan nyo yung work done on at work done by a spring, no? Kasi minsan parang basta pag nakita ng mga bata work done, tas spring, hindi na nila ina-identify kung on a spring ba or by a spring ba, no? Kapag on a spring, positive, nauuna yung x squared natin. Pag by a spring, negative kasi nauuna yung x natin. Regardless class kung i-extend mo or i-compress mo yung spring system mo. So katulad ng binanggit dito, eto daw equation na to gives the work that you must do on a spring to change its length. So, ibig sabihin, si spring yung receiver ng force. If you stretch a spring that is originally relaxed, then your x1 or your initial point is 0, but then your final point is greater than 0, which means that the work done is greater than 0. Kasi syempre, kapag ka ganun, mas lalaki itong, mawawala tong x naught mo. So, ito na lang yung matitira, positive. Ganun din pag kinompress class, di ba? Pag kinompress, ang x naught natin ay 0, ang x final natin ay less than 0 pag compression, no? Kasi pinush mo siya to the left. So, x is less than 0, but the work done here is positive or negative? Kapag ka-compression naman, kapag extension kasi, na work done on a spring, positive. Kapag compression na work done on a spring, positive pa rin ba or magiging negative?
Negative.
Negative, do you agree? Some says yes, nagla-like. Yung iba. Yung iba po. Okay, nagla-like. So, nag-agree kayong negative. Yung work done. Positive, sabi ni Alex. Are you sure?
Negative, ma'am.
Negative daw. Sino nag-agree na negative? Sino nag-agree na positive? Pwede ba akong mag-poll dito? Ay, wala pala. Sabi ko kanina, kapag work done on a spring, it is positive. Positive class. Bakit siya positive, Miss Banga? Kasi sabi natin, regardless of extension or compression, ang work done on a spring is positive. Kasi nga, kapag compression na tayo, no? So compression tayo, at yung equilibrium nyo, di ba pumunta siya sa left? So x is less than 0 and you began with 0. So ito, mawawala lang to, pero naka-x squared tayo. Okay, naka-x squared tayo. Therefore, regardless kung greater than 0, stretch, or less than 0, compress tayo, ang work done natin ay positive pa rin po. Okay? Work done on a spring is positive. Work done by a spring is negative. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, force done on a spring is positive. Force done by a spring is negative. Okay? So please beware on and by for spring systems. Okay? I hope malinaw tayo kung bakit siya bakit siya positive pa rin. Okay? Bakit siya positive pa rin. Now, kung titignan natin class yung work done by a spring. Kapag by a spring tayo, ang equation natin ay work equal to 1/2 k x naught squared minus x squared, di ba? So kapag ka ganito, class, mapapansin nyo yung x naught natin 0, di ba? Regardless kung stretch, x is greater than 0, or compress, x is less than 0, this will always give us a positive value. Positive times negative, this will always give us a negative work done for a by, for work done by a spring. Okay, I hope malinaw tayo. Let's proceed to our first example. So sabi dito, class, we have a 550 Newton woman who steps on a bathroom scale that contains a stiff spring. In equilibrium, the spring is compressed 1.2 cm under her weight. Find the force constant of the spring and the total work done on it during compression. So, ang unknown natin dito or the things that we want to find is una, yung spring constant natin, K. And pangalawa, gusto nating makuha yung net work done on the spring during compression. Okay? So, ang system natin ay meron tayong weighing scale. Inside this weighing scale, meron tayong spring that is originally in equilibrium. Okay? Originally in equilibrium siya. So, eto yung okay, sabihin natin dito yung x naught niya is 0. However, nung umapak yung babae, nung umapak yung woman sa scale, ang nangyari, na-compress daw itong spring na to. So from x naught, nagkaroon na tayo ng x is equal to, so sabi dito, compression. So ibig sabihin, you have negative 1.2 cm. Okay, kasi baba, to the left or down siya ng 0. Ngayon, kung i-check natin, no, yung i-check natin yung scenario para makuha natin yung K class, no, K ng spring natin, ay dalawa lang yung pwede nating gamitin dyan eh. Either yung force is equal to Kx or yung work is equal to 1/2 Kx squared and so on. So dahil hindi pa natin alam yung value ng work, the best approach is to use our F is equal to Kx, okay? Or negative Kx kasi force done by a spring, no? So ang force natin is simply the weight of the woman. So ito yung weight ng woman, 550 newtons. And the displacement is 1.2 centimeters. So we simply have K is equal to negative F over X. So you have negative 550 over, anong ipa-plug in kong X class? What should be the value of X na ilalagay natin dito? Let me call. Bukod kay Raisin. Wait lang, Raisin ha. Magtawag muna ako ng ibang students. Miss Guillermo? Babylin?
1.2 centimeter.
So, ilalagay ko positive 1.2. Positive negative 1.2. Sigurado ho ba? Are you sure? Sure ka? Anong sabi natin about work and forces? Ang force natin ay, anong unit ng force natin? Bibilin, anong unit ng force natin, B?
Newton per meter.
Force?
Newton.
Newton. Anong unit ng spring constant na ine-expect natin?
Newton per meter.
Newton per meter. So, ano dapat yung unit ng X ko?
Meter, ma'am.
So, ano dapat yung values? Value pala.
1,000. Ay. Meter to centimeter. Ay. I-convert pa yung 1.2 centimeter to meter.
Anong value pag kinonvert? One meter is ilang sentimetro yun?
1
Ano? 1
100 centimeter.
so anong magiging conversion ng cm to meter kung 100 ang isang metro?
0.0012.
00? Dalawang zero? Isa lang.
0.012 lang.
Oo, 0.012 lang, no? So, 550 newtons, thank you, Miss Babylin. So, 550 newtons divided by negative 0.012 meters, okay? So, anong makukuha natin ditong value? Pakigamit ang chat box, class. Anong makukuha ang value pag dinivide? .58 times 10 raised to 4, okay? So, sabi ni Mr. Balanon, this is 4.58 times 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter. Paki-double check ho kung tama ba yung sagot. Okay, I think pare-parehas naman. So, the answer here is 4.58 times 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter. So, ibig sabihin, around 45,000 yung stiffness ng spring class. Ibig sabihin, mahirap siyang i-compress at mahirap din siyang i-stretch. Okay? Now, let's go to the total work done on the spring. Okay? On the spring during compression. Kung titignan natin sa spring, ano lang ba yung force na ano lang ba yung force na nag-act kay spring natin? 'Di ba? Yung weight lang ng tao, 'di ba? Yun lang yung nag-act sa kanya, 'di ba? So, meron tayong work done on a spring is positive, 'di ba? So, this is simply 1/2 kx squared minus 1/2 kx naught squared. Yung x naught natin originally 0, so ito ay 0 lang din. And so, work done on a spring is simply 1/2 4.58 times 10 raised to 4 times x squared, which is negative 0.012 meter squared. Ano pong makukuhang work done on a spring? Pagamit na lang po ng chat box. Para sa work done, anong makukuha? .3 times 10 raised to 0 joules. Did you get the same answer as Vanna? Okay. So 3.30 times 10 raised to 0 joules. Ito yung work done on, work done on the spring. Na sundan ho ba natin? Do you have questions or clarifications by far? Please give me a haha react if nasundan. If walang question, okay. Sigurado kayo diyan sa mga haha ninyo, Kapag pagdating sa quiz na naman, ako yung maghahaha sa inyo. Okay, so if you have questions, guys, please feel free to ask. No, don't hesitate. I'm sure yung mga classmate nyo din, may mga tanong din yan, no? Okay, proceed tayo sa next kung wala nang katanong. Ay, okay. Proceed tayo sa second example. Sabi dito, an aircraft glider of mass 0.100 kilogram is attached to the end of a horizontal air track by a spring with force constant 20 Newton per meter. Initially, the spring is unstretched and the glider is moving 1.50 meter per second to the right. Find the maximum distance that the glider would move to the right if the air track is turned on so that there is no friction, and B, if the air is turned off so that there is kinetic friction with coefficient 0.47. Okay, so I'll give you maybe few minutes to try and solve this one. So merong speed na involved. Sabi natin, pag may speed na involved, usually, ano lang ba yung equation na merong speed na involved? Yun ay yung work energy theorem natin. So I'll give you maybe around 5 minutes to try and, sige, kahit 7 minutes to try and answer that one, no? Kapag tapos na po, pwede na pong i-type yung sagot sa chat box, pero wag mo nang ipe-press yung enter. So, i-type lamang po. Out. Wait lang, ha? Okay, so as I was saying earlier, pag may speed na involved, more or less, you're going to use your work kinetic energy theorem. So you have until 8:12 to finish this problem. If you're done, pwede na again mag-type ng sagot, no, sa chat box, but please don't press enter. As soon as 8:12 hits, I'll ask everyone to press enter for their answers. Recitation nyo yun. Thank you. Allen, mamaya ka mag-type ng sagot. Ano ba yan? 8:11 pa lang. Huwag mo na mag-press enter ha, wala pang 8. Ayan, 8:12 na. Ayan, please press enter for all your answers for letter A. Okay lang, B. No problem. Taray naman ni Zendrick, dalawa na yung nasagot niya. Okay. 1.06. Okay. Si Raisin din, dalawa na yung nasagot. 0.0855. Okay. Wala na? Okay. Si Althea din, dalawa na rin yung sagot. Okay. For A and B, taray. Okay, sige. Let's see, no, kung tama yung mga sagot ninyo. Wala na pong sasagot? Okay, wala na? Okay. So, proceed tayo sa pagsosolve ng item A, okay? So, dito class, mahalaga na makita din natin na yung forces lang na nag-a-act ay tignan pala muna natin yung forces na nag-a-act. So, start tayo with letter A, FBD without friction, no? So, FBD ng glider natin without friction, we basically have your normal, we have your weight, and syempre, yung dahilan kung ba't siya gumagalaw ay meron tayong spring na nag-a-act sa kanya. So, sabi dito, the glider is moving to the right. Therefore, the spring is exerting an opposite force, no? Or a force in the opposite direction. So, meron tayong force of the spring on the right, and alam natin that the glider is moving to, force of the spring on the left, and the glider is moving to the right. So, katulad ng mga napag-usapan natin before, automatically, of course, work done by normal is 0 because perpendicular. work done by weight is again 0 dahil perpendicular. So you're left with the work done by the spring, no? So since work done by the spring lang ang nakakagawa ng work, ibig sabihin the net work of the system is simply the work done of the spring. Kasi kapag sinabi nating net work, di ba? Total work na nakakagawa sa system. Yung work lang yung forces lang naman dito ay si spring, si normal, at saka si weight. Itong dalawa ay 0 na. So, ibig sabihin, the net work done is simply equal to the work done by the spring. Okay, work done by the spring. So, ibig sabihin, yung ating equation ng net work is simply equal to the work done by the spring. Another thing is that we know from kinetic energy theorem that net work is simply equal to change in KE. So, dalawa yung formula natin for net work. Therefore, we can say that the change in KE is equal to the work done by the spring. Okay, so this is by the spring. So, yung KE natin is simply 1/2 m v squared minus v naught squared, pag-isahin ko na lang, is equal to, ang by the spring natin, tatandaan, nauuna si x naught, okay? So, x naught squared minus 1/2 kx squared, okay? So, nag-start yung spring natin na unstretched, so that is 0. And sabi dito, ang pinapahanap ay maximum distance d. So, ito yun, yung x natin na nire-refer, no? So, maximum distance is the x here. So, palitan ko lang siya ng d, no? Para hindi magkalituan sa hinahanap. So, maximum distance is d. So, I now have an equation that looks like mv squared minus v naught squared is equal to negative kd squared. Tinanggal na po natin tong 1/2 kasi both sides meron namang 1/2. Ngayon, meron tayong v squared and v naught squared. So, alin dito ang 1.50, no? So, sabi niya, initially the spring is unstretched, the glider is moving at 1.5. Tapos, ang pinapahanap class ay maximum distance. Ang lagi nating tatandaan class sa isang spring system, ang maximum distance or kapag ka na-reach ng spring yung maximum distance, ibig sabihin maximum stretch at maximum compress. Basta pag na-reach niya yung maximum stretch or maximum compression, automatic po yun na ang final speed or yung speed at that maximum point is 0. Uulitin ko po, kapag ka ang spring po ay nakarating sa maximum stretch position or sa maximum compression position, yung speed po doon sa mga points na yon, sa maximum stretch or maximum compress, ay 0 lamang po. Para siyang sa free fall. Sa free fall natin, pag narating ng object yung maximum height, no, maximum displacement, 0 yung kanyang speed doon. So, final speed is 0. So, I am left with negative mv naught squared is equal to negative kd squared. So, pag sinimplify natin to, d is simply equal to mv naught squared over k is square root. Okay, and then we plug and play. D now is equal to square root of 0.100. V naught is 1.50 squared over k, which is 20. So, tama ba yung nakuha ninyo? Paki-check kung tama nga ba na yung sagot ay yung 1.06 times 10 raised to negative 1. So, dapat ito ay 0.106. And so, this is simply 1.06 times 10 raised to negative 1 meter. Nakuha ba? Tama ba to? Same ba yung process na ginawa ninyo? Same ba? Hello?
Tama, ma'am.
Oh, tama daw. Okay, sigurado kayo Okay, proceed tayo sa letter B. So, meron ng friction this time. Tandaan natin kanina, walang friction, ang sagot natin ay 0.106. Ngayon, pag meron ng friction, what do we expect na mangyayari doon sa distance na maximum? Will it be greater than 0.106 or less than 0.106?
Less than, ma'am.
Less than, no? Kasi meron na tayong friction. Okay, so let's see if we will get or will be able to get the less than, no? Yung less than 0.106. So for letter B, meron na po tayong friction. So meron kang normal, weight, force ng spring, and tatandaan natin, gumagalaw yung object pa right, no? So ang friction ay pa left. Okay? Sinabi ko din to sa ibang klase ko, class, kapag ganitong scenario, no? So, minsan kasi ang ginagawa ng mga bata, pag nakita na nilang may force na sa left, hindi na sila magdadagdag ng force sa left kahit na dapat sa, halimbawa yan, friction, di ba? Pa-left talaga siya kasi right yung object. And minsan pinipilit ng mga estudyante na gawing right yung friction or ililipat nila yung force ng spring para dalawa yung forces, nasa left at nasa right. Pero that's not the case, class, no? So, regardless kung 3, 4 yung forces sa left, kung doon silang lahat, okay? Hindi nyo pwedeng ibahin yung orientation dahil lang, hala, ang dami ng force sa kabilang side, wala man lang force sa kabilang side. So, it doesn't work that way, okay? So, please be very mindful in cases like this, no? So, proceed tayo. So, katulad ng kanina, work done by normal is 0 kasi perpendicular. Work done by weight, again, is 0 kasi perpendicular. So, I am left with the work done by the spring and the work done by the friction. Okay? So, again, meron pa ring speed dito. So, ibig sabihin, net work is still equal to KE, change in KE. Pero this time, class, kung titignan natin yung buong scenario, ang network natin dito is equal to work done by normal plus work done by weight plus work done by the friction plus work done by the spring, di ba? Ang normal, 0. Ang weight, 0. Pero this time, may dalawa na tayong work done. Work done ni friction at work done ng spring natin. Okay, work done ni spring natin. So, kanina, iisa lang yung may network, no? Network lang ng spring. Ngayon, kasama na si friction. So, kapag ka ganito, class, pwedeng isolve nyo muna yung work done by friction, isa-isa. So, pwede nyo isulat, work done by friction is simply friction times x, no? Tapos, work done by spring is simply 1/2 kx by. So, kx not squared minus 1/2 kx squared. So, pwedeng isa-isa, no? Pag may nakuha na kayong value, saka nyo siya gamitin dito. Pero since alam ko, class, na yung network is equal to KE and network is equal to this one, i-equate ko na lang ulit itong dalawang formula ko na to. So, meron na akong work done by FK plus work done by the spring is equal to change in KE. Ngayon, titignan natin. Ang work done by friction is anticipated to be positive or negative? Positive or negative?
Negative.
Kung ang negative, okay, negative. Work done by friction is anticipated to be negative. And syempre, yung work done by the spring is also negative. Okay, so anticipate natin tong mga values na to, negative, negative. So, sa friction natin, alam natin na ang formula lang, katulad na sinulat ko dito, ay Fx. So, lagay ko na negative x plus dito, hindi na ako maglalagay ng negative, no? Kasi alam ko na ang formula for spring ay automatic negative na. Ito, no? Negative na yan. So, maglalagay na lang ako ng 1/2 kx naught minus 1/2 kx squared. So, ito, in itself ay negative na to agad, no? Kasi work done by a spring. is equal to 1/2 mv squared minus 1/2 mv naught squared. Okay? Now, magka-cancel out tayo ng mga hindi natin kailangan. Si x naught, 0. Tapos si v ay 0 lang din kasi maximum. So, ang naiwan sa akin class ay negative fx, negative 1/2 kx squared, at negative 1/2 mv naught squared. Okay? So, sa friction, hindi ko alam yung value ng friction ko. Pero binigyan niya ako ng coefficient. And kung naaalala ninyo, ang friction natin is less than or equal to mu kn. So, ito, magiging mu kn lang siya. Ngayon, ano si n, di ba? Per FBD, n is simply equal to weight. So, ito, either for magiging negative mu k. Yung n ko ay weight lang. So, mu k is mg, mu k times mg. So, ito yung mu k, ito yung n, tapos meron pa akong kakabit na x or yung maximum distance d. So, papalitan ko na siya ng d dito. Okay, so negative mu k mg d minus 1/2 k d squared is equal to minus 1/2 mv naught squared. So, we plug and play here. Meron lang tayong negative 0.47 times 0.100 times 9.8 d minus 0.5 times 20 d squared is equal to negative 0.5 times 0.1 times 1.50 squared. Okay? So, paki-simplify nga po kung ano tong value na to. Pati ito. Yung first value is ano pong makukuha, class?
Negative 0.4606.
Ayan, 4606. What about the other side, B?
Negative 0.1125.
0.112?
5.
5. 0.115.
1125.
0.1125. Okay. So, thank you, B. So, mapapansin dito, no, na meron tayong quadratic equation. And therefore, to get our D, you need to extract the roots. So, ito, madali na lang, ipa-plug and play nyo na lang sa inyong calculators. Paki-extract naman po yung roots. Last na to, class. So, ano pong makukuha nating roots?
0.0855.
0.0855. Aha. At saka?
Negative 0.1315.
Okay. So, syempre, hindi natin po pwedeng kuhanin yung negative 0.1315. So, we're getting the 0.0855. Therefore, the maximum distance traveled with friction is 8.55 times 10 raised to negative 2 meters. Okay, so tama naman yung mga nakuha ng iba kanina. So, meron po ba tayong questions or clarifications pa bago tayo mag-end? If wala ng questions and clarifications, surprised react. Surprise react naman kayo dyan. Okay, Myrel. Okay, ayan. Yes, Raizen.
Ma'am, yung correction po regarding kanina sa sinabi mo nung start ng class, ma'am.
Hindi ko pa naisip kung ano
Ma'am,
yung
parang
correction.
ma'am, yung sled yun, ma'am.
Sa SLED?
Yes, ma'am. Kasi nung face-to-face classes natin, ma'am, is yung ginamit sa tension force is yung ma'am, yung value ng friction, ma'am.
Yung 3.5. Oo, baka nga, no? Sa face-to-face ba natin, ang ginamit natin yung 3.5?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, paki-correct. Ayun, thank you, Raizen. No? Sabi ko may correction pero nakalimutan ko lang talaga. So, paki-correct class doon sa work done by friction, ay by tension, kako sana, yung may angle po tayo, dapat po 5,000 newtons yun, okay? Hindi yung 3.5 ng friction. At the same time, ibig sabihin magbabago rin yung net work done, no? Work done by, net work done yung total pala yung network done, okay? So, hindi ko sure kung kasama ito doon sa in-upload ko nung nakaraan. Paki-refer yung part na yun, class, no, kung nalilito kayo. Okay, so thank you, Raizen. I think, yeah, that's the one. Wala akong surprise react, okay? So, kung wala na pong questions, class, thank you, Raizen. Meron pa bang ibang questions or clarifications po? I'll stop the recording na. Hindi pwede. Wala nang questions?